What's up guys, and welcome to another video here on Abster TCG on this beautiful day, evening, night or morning, or whenever you're watching. This maybe becomes my catchphrase right now. If you have any other tips for a intro, comment down below or something for the algorithm, of course. So the video I dropped yesterday on how to dunk or beat black yellow Luffy had a really good response. A lot of you like this more text format or presentation format, back to school vibes, and someone suggested I do these kind of videos for the videos I made before, so I wanted to do a video on Shanks again, because this is a matchup I feel is really good for Teach, and I heard a lot of people struggle against it, and some maybe think it's a 50-50, which it's not. So let's just get right into it. So first, intro, of course. I would say this matchup is favored. If you could play them 10 rounds in a tournament, you want to play them every round. Once you grasp how you want to win and how you lose, and you learn the matchup, then from that point this matchup becomes really easy. You can probably play it when you sleep. We're going to talk a little bit about Mulligan and filtering. As you know, we go through a lot of our deck with Stage, Lafitte and one cost event, so it's important to know what kind of cards we're looking for. And as always we Teach, the deck is not black and white. There will be a lot of different game states, so in some cases you want to look for other cards. You have to adapt to what you see, but this is in general the direction you want to get the games to. And also with playing Teach, you also have to play this matchup a lot to get better. Same with anything, going to the gym, doing a sport. Same with card games, you have to play a lot to see success. But in general, I think this can be like more guidelines, how you want to play and how you win most efficiently. Then, as I said, we're going through a game plan, how I want to play and how to get to the optimal position. And then we're also going to go through the threats, how you lose, because that's important too. So for this slide, we're going to talk a little bit about Mulligan and what to filter for. First of all, Stage. Shanks is a more slow matchup that is not really that aggressive, so Stage is really good because the game will drag out for a lot of turns and you will get additional value of the Stage, and also this additional card you play to get it out does not matter that much in this matchup, so you get to more mold your hand depending on what you see. And also Searchers, of course. Stage and Searchers help you find the key pieces, and Shanks is a slower matchup, then you can use more Dawn for Searchers in the early game. And then of course Jesus Bergs, the best card in this matchup. Probably you want to find as many as possible. Once you hit late game, you probably want to have 2 or 3, at least 2. So when the big drops start raining down from both sides, you are favored because you will start to swing with the Burgesses. And Burgesses are also a reason why you don't have to be that aggressive in early game. So in some late games against Shanks, he's at 5 life, but I know that he will lose eventually because he will take 2 9Ks every turn. And then maybe in 2 or 3 turns he will lose the game from there. So Burgess is a key card. 10 cost Teach, it's really good in this matchup. You can stun his 10 cost. If you don't have it, you can stun another big thing, and then start to set up your win con with the Burgesses and start attacking with them because you have protection. And also if he drops 10 drop Shanks, you can just block and then throw a 2k to protect it and chain another Teach next turn and stun the Shanks, and then just attack with everything and then take him out in 2 turns. And in some cases, or maybe not in some, but in depending on the game, you want also to find the answer to one of their 5 drops, being Marco or Ace. And in this case, Black Hole is a really good answer together with something to decrease, maybe Stronger or Vanager or Laboon. But the games you lose is when they can go aggressive on you and stick these annoying bodies that will swing 7Ks every turn. So yeah, in some cases you want to have an answer to it. So it's a little bit about Mulligan filtering, but as I said, every game will differ, and in some cases, maybe taking Doku is better to go with a Laboon to get rid of a Yasop, or maybe to get rid of anything bigger, but in general I like the Burgess game plan into Shanks. Oh, subscribe for this duck. Who put this in? I don't know, but seriously, subscribe for this duck, and you'll probably make him happy, because just look at him. And then bottom text too. Wonderful. And 101 game plan. Stick to the plan. As you see this guy pointing at it, enthusiastic. The game plan is of course filter for key cards. That's probably the game plan in any matchup. Maybe not Purple Luffy or Doflamingo because you're not having that much time to play the Stage. But in this matchup where you're stick Stage, you always want to filter for the key cards. Build up a Jesus Burgess army. 2 or 3. 2 is like, at least 2 is good when late game hits, but in some cases you only have 1, but you can win those games also. But I would say like Jesus Berg is really good. And then also answer aggression. Some Shanks players go play Sanji, the 2 cost, 2k that gets to 7k. They go wide with like a lot of small drops, put out these 5 drops and just go face at you. So if they go for that game plan, you have to like answer it accordingly, and maybe not go too low in early game. And then trashing with leader, you want to play around Ben Beckman if Ben Beckman is a threat. So generally I do it on the 7, 8 and 9 on turn is the turns I trash. I know a lot of people trash too much in this matchup. People that I coached or people I talk to, like generally trash too much. I think like most of the games I play, I only trash 1 or 2 times. Maybe in some games that go even longer, I trash in late game, for example, if a dragon is a big threat to me. But most games only 1 to 2 times to play around Beckman, Dragon and Rayleigh. And on Tendon, if they go Rayleigh or Dragon and uses the on play, it's a lot better than them going for Tenkos Shanks and you pitching a card. So yeah, 1 to 2 times, 7, 8, 9 don't turns, but it can come up in later stages. And also doing it early game, well, you can hit Yasop, Marco, their effect does not matter, you rather want the card in hand. And then you close out the game, late game with Teach and Burgess. And always important to try to have 2Ks in hand so you can protect their Tenko swing if they drop it with a Teach block and a 2K. And then they won't most likely be able to attack the Burgesses. And then you put up another Tenkos next turn and then you just swing with everything. And if they go Shanks again, then you just block and put through a 10K. And then you just go for lethal next turn. So this is in general how I like to play it. I like the game plan, but every game will vary. You have to play the matchup to theory on it, but implement these things as a more guideline, and I think you will see a lot more success in this matchup. And then for the next part, we of course have the threats. The first threat is Smork aggression. If I lose to Shanks, it's probably because like they have taken me out a lot earlier. With tempo or with aggression, but the biggest part is aggression. If I go too low, too early, and then they can start like putting out this dragon, keeping the 5 drops, swinging 7Ks, and you have to throw cards, and then you can't like, you don't have enough resources in late game when you want to like swing with the Burgesses and drop Teach, and you're going to lose Burgesses, and so that becomes a problem. And if they stick multiple 5 costs, or if they stick 1 and then get a lot of value with it, that becomes a real problem. So as I said before, if you're in a position where Ace or Marco is devastating to your game plan, then you always want to try to answer them as fast as possible. Also Dragon of course is a 8-9 rush. Rush cards are generally good against Teach, but especially these bigger bodies, if you if they went aggressive on you and you are kind of low on life, then Dragon becomes a really hard card to play around. Also Tenkos Shanks, of course, if they are like ahead in tempo or you have too low resources, a 10-drop Shanks can really screw up your game plan. Especially if they chain them and if you can't answer the first one and then the game goes. For example, into Red Purple Luffy, I think the game should lose into that matchup, but also when they get fast to 10-drop and put up a lot of Shankses. So you always want to like keep these threats in mind. And then of course the last thing, Goldie Roger. I think this is a big threat, but there's like in maybe 19 out of 20 games you can actually play around it. Never put them at 0 or go down to 0 if you lose to Roger, if you don't have to do it for next turn. But I don't see that position coming up that often, especially if you are in a winning position. So always play around Roger, never put them at 0, never go down to 0 if it can lethal you. Yeah, so thank you, as this monkey says. Subscribe for him too, maybe. No, but there will be no gameplay in this video because I already done a gameplay video against Shanks. Now I played in quick play and the player are not as good as the more high ranked. But in general, I think you can see like the thought process how I do, because that's how I play when I play against higher ranked players and better Shanks players. And I also had a loss in that video, and there you can see like how you lose too, and you can analyze what I could have done better, because I think I misplayed some in that game. So you can watch that video, analyze it, and maybe comment on that or this one if you saw something that I could have done better. And yeah, thanks a lot for watching, and hopefully we will see you in the next one, or maybe on the next stream.